Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where me and my homegirl, Erin, are going to talk to you about what transpired on Drag Race Season 17, Lucky Episode 13. Everybody, welcome Erin to the show.
Hey, everybody. Happy makeover episode.
Yes, the makeover. Wow, we're getting in there, child. Everybody's good. Whoever, it's like at this point, any hint of a error, you're gonna be lip syncing for your life.
Yep.
The bottom two tinges of a, these are the top five, y'all. The top five. And everybody's rooting for Anya, as I keep hearing the buzz, on the streets, YouTube streets, social media streets. Anya is, busting down the doors.
Anya Mind. She needs to change her name from Anya Nerve to Anya Mind.
Okay. So you still rooting for Lexi?
No, I mean, like, I was never rooting for her as a front runner anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I this season has been weird for me. Like, I would not claim anybody as a favorite. I definitely, like I told you before, like, I dissed Lexi in the intro, so I have to give her flowers. I didn't really diss her. I just said, I hope you don't just walk around naked. And she kind of is, but she's doing it with style. No, I'm kidding. No, I think it should be Anya, because Anya's already won the most challenges, kind of dominated these hoes. But I really like a lot of them for different reasons. I just feel like Anya maybe has the most as a complete package. And then I would also say that Sam probably does, but I really appreciate Sam and her drag, but she's a little too pageant, like if she won, I wouldn't like disagree, but I'm just Anya's got that drag something, that little stank on it.
Yeah, that extra. But I'll say I can see them two going to the finale, but Susie always seems to manage to outshine Sam. Now Susie may not win the challenge, but she ain't lip synced either. So, and what we may have thought as weird and quirky, here we go. Oh, this is so couture. Oh, this is so this, and this is so that. This is whatever's designer. I don't know how to pronounce their name. It's like out of the woodwork, someone finds something extraordinary about what Susie is doing. Perhaps it's maybe something she's researched and maybe the other girls don't. I don't know. But Susie is, I don't want to say skating through, but she just,
she's a theater kid. She's a theater kid. I would put her in the house of Jinx Monsoon. She's got talent.
Really?
Jinx Monsoon is the theater queen. Yes, she's doing Broadway and all that. She just is like kind of like Plasma. There's always a strong theater queen. They always do that every season, pretty much. But that's no disrespect to Susan Tooth. I understand why they've kept her. She's smart. She makes funny confessionals. She's talented. She's in a unique position. So I don't know. Like, wait, it's Sam, Jules Sparkles, Anya Nerve, Lexi Love, and Susie too, right?
Yeah.
they're gonna take all top five to the next, well, whatever, spoiler. But anyway, they have a top heavy final, so it's gonna be
They
interesting
do.
from here on out.
It's gonna be okay. I think at this point the judges are looking for something to say to say negative about at this
Hmm.
point because they're all capable of winning. Every last one of these five are capable of winning.
Well, it's
So,
interesting to see if they're gonna have a final two or a final three,
girl,
or
shoot.
maybe a final four, whittle it down to two. And they've done that before, so we'll see.
Oh, maybe a lip sync for your life battle to the death,
Yeah, they've done it.
girl. Oh, well, anywho, uh, well, did y'all watch? Y'all know we did. That's why we're gonna talk about it.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah. So let's just get right into it. So, um, RuPaul comes in looking like he looking or she look child looking like Ru is looking child. I mean, I hate this pattern so much. Oh my god.
It's lumberjack no-ness.
Ru come in. I'm just bothered. I got my head in my hand. I'm scratching. Okay. Ru comes in and lets the girls know that there will be a challenge, challenge called Spill the Tea. And I think we've seen this before where they all have their respective uh, cubicles. And they're gonna talk, answer the questions. Ru asks the question. If you haven't seen the show before, it's just a cute little some preview, an explanation. So Ru,
Mini challenge.
thank you. Ru asks the ladies a question about to answer which queen, yada yada, and they have paddles and they pull up the queen's face, and the most matching or the it gets points.
Yes, it's the voting.
And it is cute. I thought this was just too cute. So all five.
That is cute. Yes.
It's
Sometimes their gimmicks work. Sometimes they
okay.
don't. But this was cute.
This is just really cute. So they're spilling the tea, right? So
Right.
of course we got Anya, and then Jules, and then Sam, and then Lexi, and of course Susie.
Hmm.
And by the end of everything, another win. She got 10 points. Everybody else was struggling because
Hmm.
there's a bonus round worth, I think, 5, and which was anybody's game because somebody had 4, somebody had 6, somebody had 5. So anyway, Anya won, of
Of course.
course. So after all of that, another announcement comes in, and there's going to be some visitors coming through, y'all. Family members, because they're going to be making up their family members, and child, tears, snot, everything
Hmm.
coming through.
The
Um,
mamas and the papas. Can you imagine how emotional it is to see your mom or your dad at this stage in the game where you've been through a couple of weeks by this point of hell? I think they shoot it in like 2 or 3 weeks now or something like that. Like you're in the thick of the deep. So to see anybody that's like rooting for you or that loves you or cares about you,
yeah.
like yeah.
And one other point I want to make in addition to that is not every drag queen or letter folk has support the way that these queens do. Um, it's sad, of course, that they're treated the way they're treated because of how they live their life. But obviously, these queens are shown unconditional love, not just by their parents showing up, but how they treat them, how they love on them, and it's and how they, meaning the drag queens, speak about their parents. Also, it's definitely unconditional love. Everybody, like I said, it's not crying, carrying on. They go Sam, and
That's Charles Barkley's best friend. Remember Sam
that's right.
Star?
That's
Don't
right.
let's not forget. I was very curious to meet her because I was like, "This is Charles Barkley's best friend,
There it is. And we're
the
gonna see her
blonde
face,
lady."
y'all. We're gonna see her face. Don't even worry. All of them. We're gonna see their face real good. Um, on your nerve, and her dad, not a lot of time spent because of prison time, but he's there to support Anya.
With
And
a good sense of humor. I liked his drag name.
yeah, they have a great relationship. I love that. You know, he's not, you know, because a lot of masculine men per se don't want to have nothing to do with Anya and what she does, but I love that her dad is heavily involved, just like Jules. Her dad back in the day knew that, you know, that that's my son and it is what it is. I love him dearly, no matter what he doing. They go to the drag shows,
They
all that.
took him to the club to make friends. That's
Okay.
hilarious. It's so funny. Imagine, like, yeah, that's so cute though. Like, how many friends did he get when you went with them?
Okay.
Probably, probably plenty.
And then we have Lexi and her mom. And we all know Lexi's substance struggles where there was some tough love. So now they're loving on each other even more, which is wonderful. And that's another feat to come back from tough love for whatever the reason. And when it's substance, that can really be hard, not just on the person using, but the family too, because they go through it almost as much as the person going through it. Just saying.
Yeah,
So
it's a
I'm
rough
glad that,
road. Good to
yeah,
see good to see their this reunion.
yeah,
They were fun together too.
yes,
When she
they all
pulled the
were.
when she pulled those eyeballs back and the look on her mom's face, that was really funny.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So when they were getting all dolled up and everything, and they're all, it was kind of quite funny how the fathers in the group played a lot with the breastplates. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like okay, y'all, don't be. This isn't the frat house. Just you
Don't
know,
be typical.
okay, grow
Yeah.
up. But no, they have fun getting dolled up, telling their stories.
Yes.
And there's one family dynamic that's not as strong as the others with Susie and her mom. Um, I, to me, it seemed like her mom may be ill,
I
so she
believe, yeah.
wasn't as enthused. And then there was a couple of times where she needed shawls, like she was cold. Everybody else is chilling. It's like she's doing her. She's the one thing that's doing different from the other. So
Yeah.
at the same time, getting used to Susie doing all of this. Not, and I believe she only saw maybe a couple of shows when talking with Sam's mom. And like you said, Sam's mom is there every week to where they all know her. They come to her.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the unofficial drag mom.
I'm
You
sure she gives off that Southern mama vibe that
know.
everybody loves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Defending Sam when I think she made a comment where her dad said when Sam was real little, like a maybe 2 or 3 or whatever, you know, I think Sam got a little sugar in his tank
Yep.
because that's how they talk. Some people still do, right? You know, just to
Mm-hmm.
describe, oh, I think it may be gay, or whatever the case may be. And one time in school, Sam Starr's mom, I think her name was Sassy, but what was her real name? Brenda.
I don't
Uh,
remember.
anyway, there Sam was being picked on, and so the mom and maybe somebody else came with her, talking to the principal or whoever head of the school, and demanded that they do something about that child, or they was gonna do something about that child. And I said, I know that's right,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to make a stand for your kid. If it ain't, if your kid ain't bothering nobody, if it's not a mutual combat situation, even then, but more so if your kid's being bullied just because your kid is gay or different, whatever the case, you stand up for your child by, and look, my thought process is by any means necessary. That's just
Yep.
how it is.
If
So,
I have to hire another kid to go beat you up, I will.
girl, well, okay, I'm gonna tell a story because the statute of limitations is over. My kid was being bothered. What was that? 7th grade. Yeah, right after, well, no, six, because it was the first year of middle school. See,
Mm-hmm.
when we went to school, it was called junior high, but now it's middle school, child.
I
So
was the first year they switched in LA to middle
ain't that
school.
nothing? Ain't
First
that
year.
nothing?
Yeah, so yes, I remember.
And we went to sixth grade. Now it's fifth grade,
Yeah.
child.
Uh-huh.
Anywho, and I was on the phone with them one time. He's like, they're bothering me. Now, mind you, I'm miles away. I'm at work. And so I hear the kid bullying my kid. It's one thing to hear about it, but when you hear,
Mm-hmm.
I my whole body just went up in flames. So I took off the next day. Mm-hmm. And I had on all red. I had a red
Mm-hmm.
I had a red bandana.
Okay. So
And
for
and
those
I
of
made,
you who know,
yeah. Now I ain't from nowhere. I'm just letting you know what I look like.
she was just to
I
let
don't
Pete
claim
know.
nothing. I ain't been jumped in and like that. I was just saying. So I
Me
made
neither.
sure,
Me neither. Everybody.
okay,
Just
because we are from the land of the gangbang. If you didn't know, we are
Oh,
Californians,
oh,
Southern
hello.
California.
Yeah,
Okay.
Long Beach and oh my God, I'm blanking because it's not Compton. Where you come? Your people come from?
Southern. I was in the South. I just kind of
Inglewood.
migrated.
Inglewood. Right? Oh, sorry. You don't want to get specific.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's not Inglewood, but
Okay.
Southern. It's south of LA.
Yeah.
We weren't dark, but anyway, LA County, pretty much
Yeah.
LA. We LA, and this
Right. Yeah. We both LA County.
so Tukey Williams on it. Okay,
Listen, I went to the same high school as Snoop. Okay. Okay.
okay. Did you
Okay.
get Cameron Diaz? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. They were both a little bit before my time, but I saw Snoop down in Long
Yes.
Beach when I went to high school because
Right.
he has a
Right.
record company down there. Yeah. So anyway.
Okay. So I made sure that I knew about what the bully looked like. Everything. So,
Mm-hmm.
so in the morning, and my son was riding his bike to school, back and forth. So in the morning, I said, "Don't ride your bike. I'm gonna walk you, but I want you to walk ahead of me." I said, we're on a covert mission. You don't tell nobody nothing. Don't tell nobody I walked you to school. Don't say nothing. I'm just gonna walk behind you. Don't look back. We gonna kiss now, and by the time you go to school, that's that. And we didn't live too far, so he pointed them out to me. I said, "Okay, cool." So I said, "Come home directly from school, directly." So I made a point that I bumped into him. Do you watch Power Book, Raising Canaan?
No.
Well, there's a part in there the other day where one of the antagonists bumped into the girlfriend of Canaan. And you know how you purposely bump into somebody? You
Mm-hmm.
can tell. So I purposely bumped into him. Mind you, he's taller than me, still in middle school, child. Taller than me, thin, blonde hair, bushy hair. And when I bumped into him, I said something very derogatory, low enough for him to hear, because he was kind of walking by himself, but there were people kind of around, but he was more so walking by himself. And then when he turned around, I was already turned around going towards him. And I also threatened his life. And I said, "You touch that little boy again." And you know which little boy I'm talking about. Because yesterday you messed with him when he was on his bike. I saw you. And I threatened him. I threatened his life. And I said, "I will find you and, well, I can't say, well, what time is it? And stuff your dick down your throat. And don't think I won't." And my son had no more problems from him. So, sometimes you just have to, like I said, by any means necessary. And statute limitations is up, so I can say it. We don't know what kid it was, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I because I was working far away. So there's no way that and the nearest family member was also far away. We were, kind of in our own situation. So I had to make sure my kid was safe, right?
Business was handled, everybody. Handled.
And if he wanted to thump, we would have thumped. Don't don't get it twisted.
I don't
Don't get
think
it
anybody
twisted.
has it twisted after that story, ma'am. I don't think anybody does. But you know what? I totally get it. I
But
totally get it.
but don't let him mistake. Ray Ray love the kids. Don't get it
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
Ray Ray
yeah, yeah.
love the
No, Ray
kids.
Ray just never gonna let any. No, Ray Ray is Mama Bear, and
Not
respectfully
never.
so, right?
And if I see another kid get messed with, which I have intervened, I'm gonna protect that kid because I'm an advocate. That was then. My kid's good and grown and whatnot. But just know there are parents out there. I mean, I'm not, the worst things have happened that we've heard stories about over the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So I'm glad that my message came across. It was well received. And, all is well that ends well. So yeah, just make sure you stand up for your children. As long as you are living, you're still a parent.
Yeah. But I definitely think Susie's mom was dealing with some kind of like chronic illness or debilitating thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, and I guess maybe that's a little side note that, that's a really hard thing to deal with and be a present and engaged person. So,
Yeah.
shout out to everybody that are dealing with health challenges.
Yeah. And as far as them all getting their parents together and everything, and Rue talking, you know how Rue talks to them about, okay, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna wear? Whatever. The emotions are there. They're real excited about being there. They're fully supporting their child. They're, that's going through all of this drag race stuff. And it was really great to see. Now, hopefully, we don't see something that's opposite coming through there. Well, there's only one that could come. So I hope we never see that child. See no argument.
They usually bring an aunt or somebody.
Yeah.
They've had stand-ins. Yeah. They've had
Okay, good.
there was someone that had an aunt that, because both their parents didn't support their drag, it was really sad, but
Yeah.
the aunt was really supportive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's just continue the tradition of support. And yeah, we no rogue, nothing going on the show. So after all of that, of course, the runway competition. Yes. And what's it called? Mommy and Me makeover? It was called something, child. But we
I
we
don't
we love
remember.
the runways.
Yeah.
Love the runways. There's some before and afters we're going to show you as well, as the finished product. And yeah. So we done dun 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 dun. Cover girl. Oh, I love that song. It reminds me of Vogue by Madonna. Oh, when it's just something about that song, child. I think you talked about it. Some type of uh neurostimulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Frisian. Frisian is where you get goosebumps listening to music.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
There we go. That was funny. Okay.
yes. And speaking of, you said Frisian.
Yes.
Speaking of Frisian, Michelle, but did she come? Did she take the weave out? I just noticed. Oh, how cute.
I don't know. But yeah, cute.
Mm-hmm. And of La Roche, he made it known on the Watch What Happens Live that he is a permanent rotating judge. Yes, I
Yes.
think. And the best hair, he had to let he had to let all y'all know, especially Andy, this is not a weave. This is my hair. 26 inches thick, beautiful. It looked like it's all the same length. It just looked real healthy. It looks
Yeah, it's
real healthy.
impressive. It's very impressive.
Mm-hmm. And the comedian June Diane Raphael. We don't know where she's from, y'all. Y'all know?
I think I told you. I think she's on the Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin. Was it
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Ruby and Key, or no? That's, oh God, no, 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 not Ruby.
Frankie and Johnny.
There we go. Thank you.
Well, bless her heart.
Yeah.
Speaking of blessing hearts, we're gonna get right into it. So here again, we're gonna show their face. Okay. So
Hmm.
this is Lexi Love and her mom, Mama Love. I forgot her name already. But this is their before picture. Now there's some animals in the picture. We don't have their names, y'all. They just appeared, and I guess it's just they're photo bombing, and it is what they never explained it. So this is doggy love, I guess. Love doggy child, whoever it is.
Yeah, I know.
And this is their before, and here's their after. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love this. And here they come, y'all. Mimi. Yes. Mimi Lovely. Looking great. They're just so cute. They're just too cute.
Yeah, this was cute. It reminded me kind of a little bit of her entrance look and stuff. But no, I thought it totally worked. They were cute.
Yes. Next, we have the incomparable stars of the show, Sam and his mom, horse star. This is their before, and I think they may have taken that van because Sam has that shadow beard, and we haven't seen the shadow beard until this episode. So I guess they took it right then and there.
Yeah.
And this is their after. She wanted to do a Dolly Parton-esque look, killed it. Of course, sassy star, Sam star, as you can see, killed it.
Yes. This was a very good.
Thickness
Very
is
cute.
real down there in the South in Alabama, y'all. It ain't just black folk. The thickness is real, looking real good, child. Charles Barkley, best friend, huh? All right.
I know.
Yes, and this was after their reveal, which gave her some booty action, but yeah, looking really good, real good. Next, we have Susie Toot, Mama Toot, and Doggy Toot.
Yeah. That's funny.
Before and after, was it Mickey or just a mouse thing? No, a heart. It was a heart situation. Don't get me the line, child. I love it. I would wait. Her neck isn't white. She should have did her neck too.
Oh.
Or is it just supposed to be white face? I would have liked to see the neck.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
So,
This was this reminded me a lot of the cat. That's my only that's my biggest gripe about this.
mm-hmm. You know what also reminds me of that actress with the big eyes back in the day.
Betty Boop?
No,
Oh, actress.
Betty Davis.
Oh yes. Well, that's her. That's around her. We're getting into her decade there.
Because her mom, Mama Toot, looks just like Betty Davis. If you ask me, in this getup, the way the makeup is, especially, that's giving me Betty all day. Let's look at their outfits. Queenie Toot is her official name, not Mama Toot. Looking really cute.
Yeah, this was cute. I mean, I feel like Susie got a little handicapped by her mom's, you know, like fragility, but they did a
Mm-hmm.
cute job. They worked well with it. I'll give her that.
Yes, I love how the mom fed off of Susie. It was
Mhm.
more or less, watch me, mom, do what I do.
Yes.
And when it was the mom's turn, Susie would get it, mom. You know how they do their hands out and everything. I like you said, the way they fed off of each other. I thought it worked real
Yeah,
well.
it was
And
cute.
and you can tell she was moving little off,
Yeah.
So
Well, you could tell she was trying too, which I think is kind
yeah.
of the heart of the whole thing is that,
Mhm.
seeing these parents really deeply out of their element, but trying for their kid.
Yes. And making it work. I mean, all of
Yeah.
them making it
Mhm.
work.
Yes.
And here we now the reason why Of course, Jules Sparkles has the diamond. Now, the reason why Daddy Sparkles the sausage is because of the name Salchiza. And so they put the sausage up there, child.
That's right. Yes. Yes, I remember that part. Yes.
So this is their before and the after, looking wonderful, like two sisters,
Oh,
nails and everything.
yes.
Now the outfits, there is Salchica
Yeah.
Sparkles. The
We
outfits, child.
Well, you and I discussed, like, I wonder what went down, because I feel like Jules might have had an outfit that was like I think you mentioned this. There might have been an outfit that was supposed to go under this, and it just didn't happen,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. So I don't know.
A reveal would have set it off,
Yes.
especially if it's looking like it's looking. Just saying,
Yeah. Well, I just wonder if maybe there was one and it didn't fit right, or he didn't feel comfortable,
it
or
had to be. It
yeah.
had to be something
So
because.
I like I said, I'm gonna go listen to "I Live for This" by shout out to the podcast Trinity the Tuck and Chantel Sparkles, which are
Yes,
Sam Star and Jules Sparkles drag moms, and
on YouTube, right? Or
yes, on
Spotify,
YouTube.
or is it just
Yep,
YouTube?
yeah. Wherever you listen to your podcast, or you can also watch it on YouTube, which is fun because they're on video and you can see they're in drag usually as well. So,
Yes,
um,
and they've
I'm
been premiering all season long, if I'm not mistaken. So you can
yeah,
even
they
further
usually
previous.
I think they come out on Tuesdays and
Hmm.
on YouTube, and then they usually sometimes they'll come out at the same time on the podcast, or they'll maybe even do it up to a day later. So anyway, just shout out to them. I'm sure they might have some inside scoop on what went down with this challenge, if there is any.
You think it was smart for them to wear each other's ankle warmers?
Uh, yeah, because I mean, they're trying to show, I don't know. I think they were trying to do the best they could with this stuff, with this outfit. You think they should have just done monochrome instead?
You know what? The whole thing is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I
I'm
feel
asking
about
you.
it.
Look, I'm asking you.
Nothing was gonna save it from what it is. How
Oh,
about
Lord
that?
Jesus.
How about that? Nothing was
Mo-
gonna save it from what it is.
Moving on.
And it's not
So,
terrible. It's not. There has been so way worse, but we are in a place where everybody's kind of doing pretty good now. So
right, it's anybody's game, child.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, moving on.
okay, so we got Onion Nerve, Daddy Nerve, and Rottweiler Nerve.
And doggy nerve.
Why they got this Rottweiler? Jesus, why the rot? Why the rot? That's all I want to know. That's all I want. They need an explanation.
Yep. RuPaul, explain yourself.
Girl. So that's the before. And it's funny because I've seen this picture, with, of course, without the dog so many times. We took pictures at Sears. It was this pose.
Yes,
Was the
totally.
pose.
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
And P.S. the little PSS. Me and my kid took pictures at Sears every year. Every
100. The softer side of
girl.
Sears.
That was the spot. I mean,
Yeah.
my family, like I remember my
Or
sister.
JC Penney's.
Well, for us it was Sears, but yeah,
Yeah.
JC Penney. That, and it was a cute little. They gave you a gang of pictures.
They did. Yes. I have some with my little brother,
Girl.
Yeah. Like it's all, yep.
And Kmart started to do the picture thing, just try to get in on the
Mm-hmm.
dibs. I mean, back in the day. But
Yep.
then, of course, we went to digital. Ain't nobody seen not a near piece of film yet since. So anyway, so that was the before. And here's the after of,
Okay.
looking great, look
Oh.
like Anya's mama. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, the makeup is impeccable. And you can
Yes.
see his beard was shaved. He was like, oh, but
He
it
got
was
over it. Yep.
wonderful. I mean, I may need some of that makeup. I may need to contact on Anya because the cover up is just impeccable. You can't see nothing but.
Mm-hmm.
drag, nothing but drag. So the outfits, y'all. So it was Anya and none your business.
Yep. Which is funny.
On your nerve and none your bit. Just perfect names. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, and FYI, I was talking to Aaron out before we started. If Anya Nerve got with uh uh
Safira Cristal.
thank you, Safira. I kept thinking Crystal. Safira Cristal, to where, because I don't think Anya has a drag mother. Maybe she thinks she don't need one. That's fine too. But
Well, drag moms are kind of like they put you in drag for the first time and then
yeah.
they shape you. So to get a drag mom later on in your career, it's just not like it's not as like that. It's like you don't need a mom by this point, is kind of what it is.
Yeah. And I was thinking that if they hooked up,
Right.
and
Regardless if they hooked up, if they,
yeah, and Safira just helped fine tune Anya,
right.
because there was maybe one or two slip ups from Safira, but the way Anya has come through, she should never be in the bottom. It's just how she performs and everything is so over the top, to where there should never be a point where she's in the bottom. And I can see, I just thought of Safira based off of their similarities that I see. If they hooked up and was, somewhat of a mom daughter situation or just a mentor, I could see Anya just being on the level of Raja, uh, no, the greats. I don't know them all,
Yeah.
but I can see that. It Anya Nerve really has it. You know what I'm saying?
She does. She has it. The polish will come afterwards when she goes on tour with Work the World, which is the contract that usually all drag queens are offered and go on with Voss events.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's all gonna happen. This was just, and listen, not everybody has enough money or sponsors or people in their life to be able to give them $40,000 to have like a crazy good package when they come to Drag Race. That's kind of the whole
Mm-hmm.
point, that are getting people wherever they're at, in their drag career on the show the first time around. So, this was not horrible. There's been way worse on the makeover shows, way
Girl.
worse. But I will say,
Mm.
the two people that were in the bottom, it was fair based on, the
Yeah,
whole thing. So, but it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't. No, and the makeup was great. Yeah, I mean, Law flirting with the daddy was hysterical.
girl.
It was so
Okay.
funny.
And the
So
daddy was like,
funny.
well, I may go. I was thinking the daddy should say something like, well, if Anya gonna win, we can talk about it in your trailer.
Right? I'm so serious. With the kind of money Law has, styling, listen.
um, I didn't, or I'll say this. Definitely Jules should have been lip syncing for her life, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As far as the mismatch goes, um, even though Lexi and her mom outfit looked better, they weren't as matchy as Susie or even what's her name? Jules. But as far as Anya and her dad's outfits, I really didn't see a problem with them coming down the road like Dorothy and and Dorothy's sister. So,
The,
I mean, are they? But I can understand everybody else was more matchier than them. I get it, but I just don't want. Well, maybe I'm just not looking at it right. Maybe they just should have looked identical.
well, here's what it is. And this is picking the fly shit out of the pepper at this point, honestly, because that's one of my dad's sayings.
I about to say what?
Yeah,
I love it though.
fly shit out of the pepper, meaning, it's real hard to do.
Yeah.
Um, when you're doing a makeover challenge, and what you said is kind of accurate, the judges are looking at, does this look like not necessarily twins, but like intentionally matching, same family? Like, did you hit the mark of this really are two outfits from the same vein? Sam Star and her mom are the perfect example. They had all the same patterns and material, right? They just had maybe some pants and the skirt. This needed to either be a like it needed to be they had needed to have some more matching elements to it. The metallic bustiers were not enough to make this look like it's from the same outfit kind of, or family kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So even though there's nothing, they don't look bad together. They look cute. The judges are judging this, especially since everybody's doing really well with how well did you meet the prompt of these outfits need to be like very from the same, like not identical, but like literally look like they go together.
So these outfits, they came with them, is safe to say, because they didn't make them, right?
It depends. The I know Anya didn't, because we know she can't sew.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the challenges of the makeover, is that you have to bring something that you can tailor, because you usually don't know who you're gonna get for the makeover
Mm-hmm.
challenge. It's not always guaranteed to be a parent or something like that. So you have to be thinking in your mind of something you could take in and let out pretty easily. Um, there has to be a lot of strategy in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
she brought these.
Okay.
They
So,
probably didn't like that the two skirts were like such different colors, that they probably didn't like that one went up and then one went, you know what I mean? They did, like, it's just they want a certain level of matchy that's more than this.
I can understand that. You know, yeah, I can understand that.
But it's not bad.
No, but I could, okay, more so now I can see why they were at the bottom. And yeah. Well, anyway, so
Yeah. Right? Because
after
it's
all
listen.
after all that was said and done, the winners were, of course, Sam, the second, third win, third,
I think it's her third. I think she's under
and
Anya as the highest winner.
well deserved. I mean,
Yes.
well deserved. Her and her mom, Sassy Star, did the damn thing. And like we were discussing, the bottom two was Anya and and Eskimo.
Yep.
Well, they call her
Yep. Yeah.
Eskimo. Eskimo Sparkles.
That's funny.
And they danced to one thing. They
I
did
love that
their damn
song.
thing. I mean, I don't know who would have won. To be honest, I wasn't there, but for what they showed us,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know who won. I mean, right there, right now, it's just a toss up. Like I said, it's anybody's game.
I got emotional when it was a tie. I got choked up and they hugged. Like I did. Because
Mhm.
I felt it. No, I was emotional with them. No, I was happy about it. Because
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. I love, and I don't mind the angle that they're gonna go to Drag Race Las Vegas or Drag Race Live, and that there's probably gonna be a couple of them hacked. That's fine. This was cute. You played with my emotions in the right way. I didn't want to see either one of them go home, to be honest.
that's what I was want to talk to you about too. Now, this was them getting the invite to the Vegas show that I went to last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know I'm going. Oh, I'm gonna check to see who over there, because it's summertime is my time.
Right.
I
Yes.
am in
Yes.
the wind, y'all. If y'all, Ray Ray is in the wind because my birthday, and I love the sun,
Mm-hmm.
the heat, and Vegas is down the street pretty much. I can get there in just a couple of hours. So yeah, it's
Well,
all good.
listen, my daughter's father might be moving there, so we might be needing to go, visit
Who
a lot
who
more often. Listen, hit up the
who
show. What?
who
My
moved?
daughter's, I said my daughter's father.
Oh,
So,
okay, girl.
bringing her
Look,
over,
drive here, park the car. and
Right?
we on the way.
See, that's what I'm saying. If that works out, there's all the more reason to go to the show.
Okay. I got family out there, so it's all to, girl, it's all to GWO.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It could be a very handy thing.
It's home away from home as far as I'm concerned. Y'all don't
There you
understand.
go.
I love to go to Vegas. I'm just saying.
This will be fun. It'll be fun to watch them interact with the Vegas
Yes.
queens. I'm looking forward to that.
And now that I've been there once, I know the lay of the land. I know what to do. You know, I got it. I didn't know all of what it entailed last year, but now I do. So I'm a pro. I'm an expert.
I love it. Yes.
So I can't wait to see them next year. Whoever else. When I was there last year, Britney Spears,
Derek Barry,
from what I remember,
Asia O'Hara.
I think okay.
I'm positive, yeah, because I think she hasn't gone out of rotation. She's a resident there.
And what's the?
Did you get to see Vanjie? Was Vanjie there when you went?
Vanjie was not there.
Okay.
The firecracker, Black, dance real good.
Kennedy
Davenport.
Oh, she's the best. Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, she's amazing. Kennedy Davenport, so fun.
She
don't
looked
wear
like
black
Shay,
tight,
but it wasn't Shay.
Oh. Well, that might have been Asia, but
don't give me the line, but yeah. I had so much. I can't wait to go back. Like,
yeah,
I was just taking it all in and looking. You know, I was up at the front looking at. You know, and it was just cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all, nobody went home. So we're gonna. But I'm pretty sure now. Is it safe to say since 2 was saved, 2 may be leaving?
Yeah, because she said at least one of you. So for the next time, they won't. I don't think they'll have a final 5. Put it that way. So it's supposed to be down to a final 2, but they've done it where it's a final 4 and then they whittle it down. They did that with when Sasha won. Not Sasha Colby, the other Sasha Velour. Sorry, Sasha Velour. Yeah, I was like, oh, I've just realized there's 2 Sashas that have won now. What are the odds? But anyway,
Colby killed it every freaking time.
I know that was, I think, one of the few seasons where it's like, oh, this is who's winning right away.
That's what they said. It said Sasha. Oh damn.
Yeah. They were like,
all I heard was, oh damn.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because she's Well, and it's kind of the reason why that, like, a lot of people, if they have a young green cast, you can't bring in a veteran like Sasha, just annihilate you.
It's like everybody knew her, everybody knew what she was about.
Yep.
Like it was
she's a legend.
Intimidation from the entrance to the workroom.
Pretty much.
Never failed, never skipped a beat the whole time. It was like, whoa.
Yep.
Okay, I guess now that was a fierce competition too, all 3 of them.
It was Anitra, Sasha, and was it Lux or
Lux, Mistress?
Yeah.
Yep. Was that the one with Saphira, or is that something else?
No, that was another one.
That was Nympia. That was season 6.
Yeah, it was Nympia. Look at you're watching enough now. You're starting to lose track.
Girl. Yeah, but that one with when Sasha won, like it was just like, girl, who else gonna win? I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was pretty clear.
It was so fixed, meaning when Sasha stepped in the room, everybody else knew that they was gonna lose. That's how fixed it was.
Yeah.
If you want to call something fixed.
Yes.
But yeah, that was it, y'all. That was our review for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17 episode Lucky 13. How lucky was it? Nobody went home, okay?
I know, right? Look at that.
Girl, yes. And even through the technical difficulties of it all, if you know, you know. I guess you'll never know, because by the time this is edited, it will be perfection. Yes, perfection. It wasn't our fault. There you go. Well, any last words?
No, what? Just looking forward to the Las Vegas Live.
Okay. I can't wait. Well, y'all, we gonna get up out of here because we got stuff to do. Enjoy the day. And before we go, we want to find out what Aaron gonna be. Where you gonna be?
You can catch me on Instagram at psychic_ELB. Hit me up for a psychic reading if you like. We are, currently, as the time of this recording, experiencing our second eclipse of the month. Everything has been in retrograde. So, if you need some answers to your life, hit me up in the DMs. I do give a discount. And
Please
you
hit
can,
her up. Mm-hmm.
yes. And I'm working on something on my own show soon, so stay tuned, everybody. It's not going to be the reality reviews on that Ray does. I'm still going to be a guest here and share with all of y'all. But if you're into more of the psychic stuff, then check me out. But I'll stay tuned. I'll let you know.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to stay tuned. And also, please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. We will catch you next time. Bye, y'all.